Today, we're diving deep into what the future of swine health looks like. And honestly, it's all being mapped out at the upcoming Asian Pig Veterinary Society Congress, or APVS 2027. Now, this isn't just some other industry conference. Think of it more like a strategic blueprint for how we're going to protect a massive global food source. So let's break down exactly what that means.
So, this is really the billion-dollar question, isn't it? How in the world do you protect a global food supply when it's getting hit from all sides? We're talking new diseases, huge environmental pressures, and technology that's changing everything. I mean, the stakes couldn't be higher. And that's exactly what APVS 2027 is set up to tackle, using 5 core pillars. All right, so the first pillar. This one represents a really fundamental shift in how we think about health. It's called One Health and Emerging Diseases. And the big idea here is that you just can't treat sick animals as an isolated problem anymore. Real security means you have to protect the entire ecosystem. That means the people, the environment, and of course, the animals living in it.
Think of this pillar as the industry's frontline defense against its absolute biggest threats. It's all about building this coordinated, powerful shield against diseases that, let's be honest, don't care about borders and can spread with terrifying speed.
So this whole approach is built on 3 key fronts. First up is One Health, which is this core idea that the health of pigs, people, and the planet are all deeply intertwined. You can't separate them. Then you've got this intense focus on controlling devastating transboundary diseases. We're talking African Swine Fever, PRRS, the kind of stuff that can just wipe out entire herds. And finally, and this is so important, it's about proactive surveillance for zoonotic diseases, the ones that can jump from animals to humans, to try and stop the next pandemic before it even starts.
Okay, but a powerful strategy like One Health is just an idea unless you have some powerful tools to make it happen, right? Well, that brings us right to the second pillar, precision health and tech innovation. This is where cutting-edge science gets put to work right on the farm.
And this is where the tech revolution in farming gets really, really real. We are talking about completely rewiring how farms operate. We're going to see AI used for prediction, sensors for constant monitoring, and just tons of data to protect herds in ways we never could before. And this isn't just theory. This tech gets real-world results. AI and big data, they can actually predict a health problem before a human ever spots it. IoT sensors and automation are creating smart farms with biosecurity that's practically airtight. And of course, new rapid diagnostics can stop an outbreak dead in its tracks before it has any chance to spread. It's a game changer.
So you've got all this amazing tech and efficiency, but none of it means a thing if you're not responsible. And that leads us to pillar number 3, which asks a really critical question. How do we farm for the future? This is all about sustainability and farm management.
This pillar is all about getting ahead of the curve. It's a direct response to what everyone, from consumers to regulators, is asking for: more ethical and environmentally friendly practices. It's about reframing swine production, not as an environmental problem, but as a key part of a truly sustainable food system.
And the way this is being done is through this really smart circular approach. It kicks off with maximizing production efficiency to just make less waste in the first place. But then, any waste that is created isn't seen as garbage. Nope, it's a resource. It gets converted into things like biogas or fertilizer, creating this closed-loop system that's not only sustainable, but also profitable.
Okay, now we've got to talk about a global threat that really ties all of these themes together: antimicrobial resistance, or AMR. And listen, this isn't just a farm issue. This is a massive challenge for human health, too. And, you better believe it, it's a huge focus for APVS 2027.
The industry is really stepping up and taking a proactive stance here. Instead of just reacting to the problem, the whole focus is on pioneering new solutions. That means developing better vaccines, promoting smarter antibiotic use, and putting advanced surveillance in place to stay one step ahead of resistant bugs. So, the plan of attack has a few different angles. It starts with setting up strict guidelines for using antibiotics responsibly. At the same time, there's a huge push to accelerate the development of new vaccines, which reduces the need for antibiotics in the first place. And all the while, really robust monitoring systems are being put in place to track and contain resistance wherever it pops up. It's all about protecting these critical medicines for everyone's future.
So, we've covered the high-level strategy, the cool technology, and the commitment to sustainability. But here's the big question. How does all this theory actually work in practice, on the farm?
Well, that's the whole point of the final pillar: applied research and field insights.
This is all about closing that gap between the lab coat and the muddy boots. The entire goal is to make sure that every single piece of research, every new innovation, delivers real, tangible results that producers can actually use to make their operations better and, improve their bottom line.
And the way you do that is by connecting the whole farm-to-fork value chain. You get researchers, veterinarians, and producers all in the same room sharing country-specific data and what actually works. There's a laser focus on field research that gives people actionable insights they can use right away. It's about putting knowledge to work right now.
So when you step back and you look at all 5 of these pillars together, the message is crystal clear. APVS 2027 isn't some place you go to just sit and listen. It's an active workshop. It's the place where the very future of swine health is being designed, debated, and actually built.
And that really brings us to the final question. With challenges this big and innovations this transformative, the real question isn't whether you can afford to be there, it's whether you can possibly afford not to be. The future of a global food source is on the table.